Hi there, my name is Josh, and I tutor math and sciences. You don't necessarily need to know definitively, hey, I'm going into science so I could become a psychologist, or I'm going to science so that I could be a chemical engineer, but at least have an idea of what you like and why you're exploring it rather than doing it just because I'm doing this. You need to have something tangible because it's very hard to stay motivated if you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. And I feel like that is the case for a lot of students, especially in those later years where they're in post-secondary education and they're thinking to themselves, okay, why am I doing this though? And I think that's why I often, when I'm interacting with a student, I try to have them think about the implications of their decisions today, but in an exciting way. You know, it's about embracing the unknown. We start to develop a sense of identity as we get older and experience more. So to expect a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old or a 16-year-old to know definitively what they want to do is a lot for sure. It's a lot of pressure. And so for me, the way that I navigated it personally was by giving myself permission to not know, but also giving myself the freedom to explore interests. And I think that was important. I think it's very important to say, this is what I think I want, but let me try to learn more about this, or let me try to attempt this. And just now's the time to put yourself out there, to put yourself in situations that expose you to things you would have otherwise not been exposed to. You have to be hungry to learn. You don't have to be hungry to know, but you have to be hungry to learn. Seeing someone who thinks that they're not good at something, right? They think, I'm just not a math person, or I'm just not a science person. When they have that belief, obviously there's the marks element. There's like, how are they performing, but how are they feeling? I think it will follow, like the marks will follow how they're feeling. And my kind of approach is changing the way a student feels about or relates to the class and relates to why they're doing what they're doing. So when I see someone who initially felt as if they weren't capable, or this was never my topic, I was never good at this, I'm just not good at school, and then seeing that inflection point, seeing where it changes and they have this aha moment and start feeling proud of themselves and, you know, garnering confidence, that for me is extremely rewarding. And then the second element to that is simply I feel very connected to, you know, I had lost my father and that was very sad, and he was still working at the high school that I had attended as well. I feel connected to him. So I find myself being verbose like him, being comical. And in many ways, it's a way for me to feel some sort of connection through the work of teaching.